Today Africa Podcast is a podcast series where we interview African entrepreneurs and professionals and share the stories behind their businesses. In each interview, we ask how they got started, how they grew, and how they run their business today. The stories are inspiring and also provide specific advice and insight into starting a business. By sharing these stories, we want to help others get started.
Welcome to Today Africa, with a series of conversation with African changemakers, entrepreneurs, and business leaders who are shaping the future of the continent. And joining me today is Solomon Ssekamanya. He's the co-founder of EverGrow Organics based in Uganda. Solomon, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Great to be hosted by Today Africa, which is the leading space that is supporting us as entrepreneurs, and also it is really doing a lot when it comes to solving Africa's problem and sharing knowledge with other fellow Africans so that we can see that we have a sustainable Africa. That is really tremendous work that you're doing. I really appreciate you. Well done, and I'm glad to be here today.
Thank you so much for that. All right, okay. Could you please tell us about yourself? Who is Solomon Ssekamanya?
So Solomon Ssekamanya is a male, that is gender, and I'm a co-founder at EverGrow Organics today, and I've really developed a lot that with the knowledge I've gotten, it has supported me to also support others, something that I like doing so much. So today I'm also a social entrepreneurship educator, trying to teach others about social entrepreneurship and also, thrive and have thriving projects in the country, in the world at large. I'm also a business coach and a business mentor, basically trying to support emerging entrepreneurs to streamline and have working projects that are solving world problems. And we do this after identifying the different social problems in their communities, and then they turn these problems into opportunities to come up with social enterprises. But basically today, I'm here as a co-founder at EverGrow Organics, a social enterprise that is, aiming at revolutionizing Uganda's agriculture sector positively. So that is briefly about me.
Okay. You have told me other aspects of yourself that I never knew. I never, being a business coach and a mentor. I didn't know that. I know you as the co-founder of EverGrow Organics. Please, could you tell us about EverGrow Organics? What is it all about? The products and the services you people are offering.
So basically, EverGrow Organics, like I said initially, it is a social enterprise that is aiming at revolutionizing Uganda's agriculture sector. So we come from an agriculture sector that is really right now not predictable at all. Back then, we really had a lot of predictions of the seasons. We really knew that the soils are fertile enough. We really knew that the markets are available. But then today it's changing. This is because of the climate change. Talk about the chemical agriculture right now. There's a lot of imports that are coming in of chemical or synthetic fertilizers, which is really affecting our soils. A lot of challenges when it comes to farmers who are at the core front of having this industry move forward. They are quite limited by the trends in the agriculture sector today. The markets are not very good. What they are producing today is not being sold in the markets. Their souls are dying off, and something that makes them vulnerable and unable to cater for their family basic needs and also offer quality education to their children. So this is something that keeps them in a vicious cycle of poverty, something that is not ought to be, because for us here in Uganda, agriculture is the backbone of our motherland. And then seeing the smallholder farmer who is really at the core front of solving this problem and supporting us having thriving food systems here, it becomes very, very hard for them to thrive. So with all these hardships, we are like, how about start up a social enterprise or an initiative, and that gave birth to that gave birth to EverGrow Organics. And we are like, why not come up with a social enterprise that is solving all these problems for the smallholder farmers? And with this, we've managed to come up with different solutions. So we are promoting agroecological practices, and with this, we are promoting organic farming. We are also promoting permaculture. We also sensitize farmers about the different ways that we can have a thriving agriculture system that is eco-friendly, and it also solving the world problems. Because today, when we look at what we're eating a lot of toxins. We're having a lot of aflatoxins in our food today. So how about coming up with a solution that is eco-friendly, that is also friendly to our bodies, and it is having healthy food as well. So we came up with different products and services alongside this. So the core front is EverGrow is EM Super. So EM Super is a mineral-based organic fertilizer that is rich in useful microorganisms. So these microorganisms suppress off all the harmful pathogens in the soils, thereby making soils healthy for better crop growth. And we also have Farm Power. So Farm Power is an animal immune booster that supports animals have better digestive systems, better digestion in the bodies, offer and provide those quality nutrients that we need in the animals. And with this, they have healthier growth and also live in, great working environments or living environments. So we also couple this with farmer sensitization. We also offer this service. So this supports farmers to really understand what is the challenge with trends today, how can we have a better agricultural system, and why should we go organic instead of going synthetic? So with all those sensitization, it supports farmers to really understand and also evolve gradually, because this is a gradual space that farmers are not yet very much conversant with, but with time, with our awareness campaigns and some other key players and stakeholders, we are trying to revolve and come back to the normal of having a thriving agriculture sector. So we also offer extension services. Some farmers are quite very busy with their activities, and then they're having agriculture that they need to perform. So we do contract farming, they hire us, and then we do contract farming. So they later come back with the yields ready, and they are just taking off and selling to their markets. So basically, those are some of the services that we are doing, but we also train farmers. It also comes down to the smallholder farmers and also those farmers that have smaller spaces. So we do what we call backyard gardening, training them about how can use a smaller space to come up with a very good yield, and how can use a very small space to have source for yourself and your family when it comes to growing vegetables, some things like tomatoes, onions, and stuff like that. So basically, that is what we're doing at EverGrow Organics, the services and the products that we are.
All right. You know, when you were talking, you kind of spoke about what really inspired you in a bid to help the smallholder farmers. So, apart from helping the small holders farmer, is there any other thing that inspired you into venturing into this?
Yeah, surely, it is there, and this is a story I keep on sharing with all other people that I normally engage with. So personally, I come from a family that used to depend on agriculture for generations, and this was basically in order to sustain a better life and a better living. So personally, I would say that I was a beneficiary of this agricultural system at home, but then it is not something that is appetizing today, and it is not something that is supporting my younger siblings attain school and also my family access the basic needs that they need. So with time, our agriculture and our agricultural soils became quite not fertile enough, and this was something that when I came into research, I found out that it was because of the climate change that is here today. When we talk about the synthetic fertilizers that my family used to use on a daily basis and very frequently, these in the long run were depleting our soil fertility. So our soils today are no longer fertile enough to produce the food and the yields that we used to produce. And since it was the only economic activity that we are doing, the levels of incomes reduced gradually. And today, it is quite a family that is not so much, happy. I have siblings today who are not in school simply because the breadwinning economic activity was shattered, and that was agriculture. So this really inspired me so much that even when I'm looking and solving a problem for smallholder farmers, it starts with me and my family. So I would wish that my family continues to be thriving the way it was. But then because of the sector that we are in and what we used to behave and how we used to behave and what we used to do, it really became something very, very hard. So today it's quite unfortunate that we're no longer getting the yields and the bountiful harvest that we got. And this is really limiting when it comes to, sustaining the family. So this is a story that I continue sharing and I continue telling people, definitely, because that's where the passion started from. Today, a graduate. I managed to go to school. I got some sponsors who supported me go to school, and I did a course around international relations and diplomacy. That was on the bachelor's degree level. But then I found out that this is something that would be good, yes, but then definitely it goes back to the roots and where does it start from? Where does my family come from? Where do I come from? If I solve the problems of a country like Uganda, maybe through diplomacy, am I solving the problems of my family? Am I solving the problems of other individuals that are passing through the same situation like my family passed into? I was like, no, let me derive my passion. I went back to agriculture and supporting these small scale holder farmers so that we can have thriving families. They educate their children. They get opportunities just like any other opportunity that is gotten by middle income earning families in Uganda. So sure, I found it very interesting, and that's how I came up with this passion, deriving to the growth and birth of EverGrow Organics in 2021.
Uh, Climate change is affecting everybody, and I'm happy that business like yourself are at the forefront fighting these. But you made mention of something that really caught my attention, which is you read international relation in school, and today you are in the agricultural space. You were able to switch from international relation into becoming who you are today.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be a career diplomat today. I got that dream when I went to university, and not that I'm trying to decline the education system in Uganda, my country, but then sometimes it's something that doesn't favor you become an innovator, and it's something that does not allow you to operate in a free kind of space to think and also try to derive something and solve a problem of a community. So it was very much fantasizing that Solomon, you're going to university, and then the question was, which course am I going to do? And then it is a very nice word, international relations and diplomacy. Wow, the fallacy was that I'm going to become a career diplomat. I'm going to become an ambassador of Uganda in another country. I was going to become, a CID. I was going to become something very big in the country, which is really true. I ascertained to that. I admit it was possible. But then reality hits, and when reality hits, it hits differently. And upon finalizing my education, I moved out of school, and this idea of looking for employment opportunities, I tried to look around, and then the job that I got wasn't really a job that I was always desiring for, but because of the education system and what it had aligned me with, I got a job that I was doing. But then it was not well paying, and I wasn't doing it out of passion. It was not something that was on my heart that I should do this job. It wasn't something that I feel like I'm impacting a community. It wasn't something that I was doing and I was like, wow, this is something that Solomon is very proud of. So it was challenging. Definitely, it's a job that you're doing and you need to sustain yourself, sustain your life, sustain a family. It was something good, I would say, but not something I was doing out of passion. So upon realizing that there's something else that I was doing that I'm supposed to be doing, it was like a calling. I got it as a dream, as a vision, as something that was no, Solomon, why not come up with something special? Because if you save lives of others, you'll be creating much more impact. You'll be solving world problems. You'll be becoming a global entrepreneur. You'll be becoming someone that the world will be looking out to. And then amidst all that, I was like, but then where can I do this from? Because you are just an individual, you don't have these stakeholders that can support. I was like, but then I need to look for a different place that I can innovate from, a different place that I can start something from. So I got an opportunity and I joined an innovation hub. That innovation hub is called Django International. So it really supported me to understand myself, develop passions for myself, identify how I can use my background to come up with a solution that can save millions of others. So that is how I remembered that I come from the other family that is no longer, the family that I grew up from. It's no longer a family that is desirable. It's no longer a family that my younger siblings are proud of because they are dropping out of school on a daily basis and they're not attaining education simply because they're not gaining, the family is not generating the revenues and the incomes it used to generate. So with all those kinds of personal development, a lot of alignment that I got, a lot of different skills that I got on how to innovate, how to come up with solutions that serve the world. That really supported me so much to realign myself. I dropped off the passion of international relations and diplomacy. I found a good passion of innovating, starting up something of my own, and something that will serve the world at large. So that is how it emerged, and that is how it gave birth to EverGrow Organics today. That I'm really proud of because of what we are doing.
All right. Okay, let's talk about the challenges you faced in the beginning. So, what were the challenges you faced in the beginning of starting up Evergrown Organics, and how did you people overcome them?
Yeah, so surely I think that's a very important question that even other fellow entrepreneurs would be able to learn from. It's never easy. The start and the journey is never easy at all. So first of all, I will start with what had gone into, and then theoretically and practically what was something that I was going into. So what I was in was international relations and diplomacy. Go at school, go in class, research, do presentations, learn about the foreign policy analysis, learn about how the US is, fighting China and Russia and stuff like that. So it was really a very, very different background, very, very different. And then today here you're talking about agroecology, you're talking about agroforestry, you're talking about microorganisms, you're talking about permaculture, you're talking about these principles of organic farming. So it was really a very different world, and it was challenging, I would say, because my brains were kind of twisted into something different, and now entering into something different required me to do a lot of research, do a lot of reading, do a lot of discovery, do a lot of different things that would support me, engage myself into the new venture that I'd gone into. And this really was something challenging. But then, like I said, through research, that is how now I overcame this problem. Through research, through realigning my passion with what I am doing right now, because that's where it all starts from. If you don't have passion for anything, it becomes very hard for you to come up with something. So that's it. That's where I got it from. And I developed a lot of passion. I remembered my background, so I used my story also to realign myself into EverGrow Organics. Then the other challenge was around teaming up. It's a venture, a new venture, and I'm someone who doesn't believe in micromanagement. I believe so much in teamwork. I believe so much in working together with others about a certain goal so that we have a very big vision that we can all reach out to together. So it was challenging having someone who believed in the idea. But then as time went on, I found out that there's a very passionate young lady that was really willing to change the status quo of Uganda's agriculture sector positively. And that was a lady. She's called Susan Nasolo, a young girl, a young woman that I'm really very proud of because of how we are doing work today. So, like I said initially, I'm a co founder. It means I founded this with someone else, and that someone is Susan. So, Susan was very much willing to support. She has been there in all times. We've worked together ever since inception until today. So, she has seen a lot of milestones. We've seen a lot of success come our way because of the teaming up. So my advice would be that if you're teaming up still, team up with someone that you align with. You align purpose, you align passion, you align a vision. That will be something very good. And then the rest will work out themselves directly or indirectly. Yeah, so those are the major two that we found out. And then maybe the third one was, this is something we all talk about as entrepreneurs. We call it startup capital. So sometimes, and my understanding is that capital is not only about money. Capital is something around the intellectual capital, the brains, the social capital, and all other kinds of capitals. But then let me talk about the money itself, the money to start, the money to incept, the money to innovate, the money to produce products, the money to do research, and all that. So that was really a very big challenge. And surely we try to bootstrap. We try to use a lot of available resources, not thinking that everything is about money, but everything is about what is available today. So what is available was we had the space that we could do research from. We had people that we used to socialize with, understand and support. We also have the community. We have a community of very many farmers that we're talking about, both the smallholder farmers and the commercial farmers. So these people supported us to make a lot of customer discovery, to really understand what is the problem, what is the cause of the problem that they are facing. That is how we managed to identify and understood that it is because of soil depletion that these farmers are not having bountiful harvest because the soils are no longer fertile enough. So that is another way that that supported us to come up to overcome the problem that we had faced. And then finally, I think the problem was around the money that I was talking about. We managed to pitch and had our first grant, and it was a very minimal amount of Ugandan shillings. But then we effectively used that grant to support us, build on that. We don't eat the money, build on that, and then come up with a bigger thing. So that is all supporting us to, derive towards achieving our vision and mission today. So basically, those are the three that I can surely talk about.
Let's talk about your co-founder, Susan. Yes, I know she has been there with you from the beginning. So what really convinced you that she was the right person to be on this journey with?
Yeah, there are around three or four that I can talk about. One was her passion and desire for agriculture. So this was something that she loved so much. It was something that was like inbuilt in her. It was something that was moving through her blood vessels. She was breathing and believing in agriculture. So for me, that was one of the best things that I can really feel proud of, and things that really pushed me and supported me to say that Susan is the best partner I can have as a business partner under EverGrow Organics, which was something very, very good. Her background also comes from an agricultural background. She's a person that started this journey even way back before understanding or before knowing that she can start up an initiative like EverGrow Organics. At a very tender age of around 16, she was moving with her mother into different agricultural shows, into different agricultural awareness campaigns, and she was a very big advocate of organic farming as well. So she saw this as a problem way too back even before me realizing that it was a problem. So with such intelligence and such kind of an attitude, it was really very, very inevitable for me to work with her. And today we are still working together. That's one thing that I can really talk about. Then the other element I can talk about is the element of gender. You know, we are so much gender sensitive in EverGrow, and even when you look at our recruitment, our staff, we have female are quite more than the gents and the male. Simply because when you talk about agriculture today, we have over 7.5 million smallholder farmers in Uganda. And surprisingly, over 70% of them are female. And it means that the gender sensitivity has to be something that is put at the core front. It is very, very easy for a woman to understand the women needs. Very easy for a woman to understand what a fellow woman passes through, unlike the gents. So with this, we're like, surely the team has to be having female gender so that we can have a benchmark and we can have a very good element when it comes to male and female on the team. So that was something that I considered so much. I don't say that working with male is bad, but then working with female is good. Also, depending on the sector that you're working in, because we also have gents, we also have men on the team, and they're really working out tremendously well. Something that I appreciate so much. So that is the second element that I look. The third element is the drive. So Susan is someone that has the drive. Susan is someone that is visionary. She's someone that is having good listening skills. She's someone that can execute even when you have a task. She's also very good at marketing and very good at farmer outreaches, going to field and do a lot of work with farmers. So all those elements surely were they just didn't give me a second thought and a second option of thinking of some other person apart from Susan. So I'm very proud of her. She's one of the people that are making great impact in EverGrow Organics. And today she's a director at EverGrow Organics, just like I am, and we are still working together.
That is great, having the ability to know the qualities of people around you and bringing the person on board. Why did people choose the name EverGrow Organics as a brand name?
Yeah, so how we chose the name was it's a very interesting question. I think you the only person that has asked me that question ever since I started this journey. I give credit to you because it has hidden meaning, and surely I think it's something that I can also share today because I'm sharing it to Africa, I'm sharing it to other innovators, to other entrepreneurs, to other people in Africa. So as a Pan-Africanist, I'm really very, very much willing to share. So with the word EverGrow Organics, so every time that we went to the farmers, like I told you, we did a lot of customer discovery. Every time that we went to farmers, farmers were crying over their yields, and their yields were always very small. Their crops were always on a stunted growth. Their crops were not as much good as they would wish them to be. So every time we went, it's something that I can say in Uganda as a local language, but then I will interpret in English. So they were like, "Ebimera tebikula," interpreting that our crops are not growing. So we're like, ah, why not start up an enterprise and an initiative that supports them to ever grow their crops? So in ideation, we are like, so why not join Ever Grow? And then since we wanted to have something that is organic, since we wanted to revolutionize Uganda's agriculture sector through agroecology and at the forefront of them being organic farming, we were like, why not have their crops ever grow organically? So we are like, ever grow organically sounded like a mission, sounded like a tagline, or sounded like a motto. But then we were like, then how about it being ever grow but then using organics or using organic solutions. So that is how we came up with EverGrow Organics. So today we even added something, EverGrow Organics Agroecology Limited. So that is how we came up with this word and this name and this company brand, EverGrow Organics.
Just from the name, someone already get a hint of what people are into or the mission of your company, which is great. Okay, let's talk about your marketing. Yes, I know you talked about Susan being good in marketing and being good in outreaches. So since you people launched, what strategies has worked in attracting and retaining customers for your brand?
Yeah, so one of the best strategies and one that we are using today is doing farmer outreaches and awareness campaigns in the farmers. So today we are operating a B2C model, that is a business to customer model, because of the different challenges that we have found out in a B2B model, business model. When it comes to business, it is really very challenging, but business to customer, it is something that has really worked out for us. How has it worked? How has it worked out for us? So we have a series of different awareness campaigns that we make, and we do this through reaching out to farmers through that approach. So farmers in Uganda, I think also farmers where you are, or maybe any other African country, they have what we call different associations, and they also have different farmer groups. So this is a group of around 40 to 50 farmers that come together and form up a group that will support them, move together or walk this journey together. So we go to those groups and preach the gospel of organic farming. Through preaching the gospel, we also market our products while delivering that service. So as we are delivering that service, we market, and then farmers are also able to understand why should they buy our products, and then they're able to buy. That is one strategy that we're using. Then the other strategy is that we are partnering with different agricultural-based organizations that dealing with farmers also. So with this, we try to promote our products. We try to have contracts. We try to have formal partnerships with them, memorandum of understandings with them, so that we can become the official suppliers of organic inputs to their companies. So with this, these farmers and these organizations are able to purchase from us and then also deliver the service and deliver the products to their farmers in their different localities. So the other ones are quite expensive. The door to door is quite expensive, though it is something that we use. The other one is about recommendations. We are trying to use a lot of recommendations. We also trying to collect a lot of customer testimonials so that we can also give those testimonies to other farmers, and then they are able to relate and also purchase from us. So that is how we market also. Basically, we try to market on social media. We are trying most on LinkedIn, but then our farmers are not so much on LinkedIn, and it is very hard for us to achieve this through marketing via LinkedIn. But then we've not also so much engaged with social media, and it is something that we are developing right now. Also with TikTok today, the only question is it really satisfying? Is it really reaching out to the target audience that we are reaching out to? So all those questions are questions that we are asking ourselves, and we are going to go digital as well. So we also have a website that we try to share links and people see, view our work, and we are still developing it as well. So basically, those are kind of the marketing tools that we are using so that we can reach out to many farmers.
Thinking how you will get this waste to produce the large quantity of products. So how do you will get this waste that you use in producing your products?
Yeah, so food waste is something that we have in our country as well. Sometimes, or very often, what we do is that we have collection points. So we have different collection points at public restaurants. public schools. We also collect food in the on the streets. We also collect food from the dumping site, and this is something that supports us to make mass production. So we don't collect food on a daily basis. Yeah, I can have that clear. It's not on a daily basis, but then we collect food when we are going to do production. So the meantime, as we're not doing production, we collect this food. Definitely, we don't stop collecting food. We collect this food and store it in different places. So what we do is that we ferment that food and improve on its shelf life so that it doesn't rot, so that when it comes to production, we have much food that we are going to use to create different solutions. And among the solutions is the fertilizer itself. So this is something that supports us to collect a lot of food and we don't have food waste in our community. Because if you look at the logic and the theory behind food waste, it is actually very, very dangerous. Food waste is something that is also bringing climate change. And this is something that people don't know. A lot of dangerous chemicals when you talk about gases like methane gas coming out of this rotten food. When it goes to the atmosphere, it damages the ozone layer and stuff like that. So for us, we'd be like, since we are organic and since we want to have a very good climate and we are fighting against climate change, so with our climate action practices, we do food collection and then we store it and use and add value into it to come up with solutions like the fertilizer.
How is your business doing today, and what does the future look like?
Yeah, so today I can say that we have achieved, we are happy, we are glad, our farmers are happy, we are employing people, we are really working, we are winning awards. And this is a testimony that people are seeing our work. It is a testimony that we're doing something on ground. Today in Uganda, we are the holders of the award, that is the Social Enterprise Award of the Best Agriculture Project in 2024. So all those are testimonies that keep us pushing, that motivate us on a daily basis, that make us feel like we are doing an impact in the community, that makes us feel like we are doing great. However, what we are doing today is not even a quarter of what we would wish to do in years to come. So the vision looks like you want EverGrow Organics to become the leading agriculture company in Uganda, not only Uganda, but is also in Africa. So we want to have EverGrow Organics have its wings spread across Africa because I believe that 70% of the problems that our farmers are facing in Uganda could also be around 70% of the problems that other smallholder farmers are facing in other countries across Africa, because this is one world, this is one continent, this is one Africa, this is one vision of Africa, having a lot of things to be done. If you look at African Union, AU, if you look at the different agreements that we are having as Africa, I can talk of CADAP. We even had the referendum in Kampala, Uganda, this very year, away from Maputo, from the Maputo Declaration in Angola. It is the Kampala Declaration now of the CADAP. So it means that Africa has the same problem. And even if they're not the same exactly, they are similarly the same. So we want to spread our wings across Africa, but definitely I know and I understand it comes with a lot of challenges. It comes with a lot of hard work. It comes with a lot of opportunities that we need to get rich and spread our information to the world. It comes with a lot of funding that we require and funding that we need. It comes with a lot of things, but at least we've tried to do some things and something that I'm proud of. Today, we've had our products exported to Kenya, our neighboring country. And at least we have testimonials from Kenya. We have testimonials from another country apart from Uganda. So at least we are growing slowly but slowly, and I believe we shall be there with time.
What are some key lessons that you have learned in your journey as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I would say one is patience. Patience is very key. Things just don't come overnight. You wake up one day and tomorrow you are EverGrow Organics, a brand that we are building. You don't just wake up and you are today Africa. This is something that doesn't start from zero. It starts from somewhere. And for today Africa to be where it is today, there's been a lot of patience that has been there. Today for EverGrow to be here, a lot of patience has taken place. So that is very, very key. And trying to motivate entrepreneurs that don't really fight so hard to say that you make an impact today. Fight very hard to say that you create an everlasting impact for tomorrow. Those those statements are very different, and it only calls for patience to you to become who you are and have an everlasting impact for tomorrow and beyond. So the second lesson is that we need to have a right team. So having a right team is very, very, very good. Uh, if you don't have the right business partners, if you don't have the right team, you can never have a common mission. You can never have a common vision, and at the end of the day, you will fall. You will not make it. That is what I can tell you. We've seen a lot of projects that have been funded with a lot of money, a lot of US dollars, a lot of what. But then, because of the team issues, separation, and stuff like that, they definitely break off. And then you don't see the vision coming up, something that is really a very big challenge. Then the other one is social capital. You know, one key lesson that I've learned is that you need to have a network. You need to have a network of people that believe in you. You need to have a network of people that trust that you can do something. You need to have a network of people that can recommend you even in your absence. Today, I'm a testimony, and this testimony is between me and you. I'm here because of a recommendation, right? Just because that someone trusted that Solomon, this is a good platform that you can air out your views, a good platform that you can, support other people across Africa. So that is what we call a social network. That is what we call social capital. Today, a lot of opportunities coming, but they're coming in because of recommendations. So if at all you don't behave well, if at all you're not disciplined, if at all you're someone that is not very much good to others, if you're someone that is selfish, you get opportunities and you sit, relax, and be like, this is my opportunity. You don't share opportunities with others. There's no way they can also share those opportunities with you. So having social capital is different, but then factors that support you to have that social capital are also different, and those come back to individuals as us. So those are the basic lessons that I can talk about. And then definitely I cannot fail to talk about mentors and coaches. You can't do it on yourself. Even when you do it on yourself, sometimes you are limited by knowledge. You are limited by understanding. You're limited by research. You're limited by a lot of different factors there. So that's why you need to have a coach. You need to have a mentor. You need to have a role model, people that you look up to. If at all you don't have them, definitely it becomes really very challenging for you to achieve. So these are people that keep inspiring us. These are people that we look up to. These are people that tell us that it is possible. Solomon, don't give up. The vision is big. Your say in the world will be big if at all you do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If you do this, we can connect with this and it derive to this. So all those things are things that you don't come out of yourself, but come out of the people around you, and those are the mentors and the business coaches.
Today Africa Podcast is a podcast series where we interview African entrepreneurs and professionals and share the stories behind their businesses. In each interview, we ask how they got started, how they grew, and how they run their business today. The stories are inspiring and also provide specific advice and insight into starting a business. By sharing these stories, we want to help others get started.